Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to give you easy to follow drills to learn the topspin forehand in tennis. So the first thing to think about is how we hold the racket. So in a previous video I've explained the tennis grips in full detail, so I'll link that down below if you are unsure about your grips. But I want you guys to be using either an Eastern forehand grip or a semi-Western forehand grip, as these two grips are the most optimal for topspin production. Obviously the Western forehand grip is great for topspin production too, but as I've said in previous videos, it's not that comfortable for beginner players to use. It's quite a tough grip to handle and a tough grip to master. So first things first, I'm going to differentiate between how a flat forehand is hit versus how a topspin forehand is hit. So with the flat forehand, as you hit the ball, your strings are flat, pointing forwards, your strings are straight, pointing forwards, and also your racket head is moving forwards as well. So it's a motion where your strings are pointing forward and the racket head is moving forward through the ball. Whereas with the topspin forehand, the strings are still pointing forward at contact. However, there's more of a vertical movement with the racket head in order to produce this motion of the ball spinning. So if you see here, if I brush up the back of the ball, we want this motion of the ball spinning. So in order to do that, we need to get the racket head to go vertically a little bit up. It's obviously not going straight up and down, it's going forward and up at the same time. So for a lot of you that have never hit a topspin forehand, this motion of strings pointing forward and racket going up might be completely new to you. You might just be used to hitting flat through the ball like this. So what we're going to work on in these next drills is getting that feeling of the racket with the strings pointing forward, with the racket frame going up. So let's get into the first drill. So the first drill we're going to do, we're going to find our forehand grip. For me, I use a semi-Western, and then I'm going to bounce the ball down and hit the top of my frame. So this movement here, again, my strings are pointing forward, my racket is moving up. So this exercise is helping you to get that feeling of moving up . So once you've done about 20 reps of that and you've really gotten that feeling of being able to hit the frame of the racket really nice and well, then you can now move on to the next drill. So progression number 2 now is we're going to actually start hitting the ball, but we're going to be hitting the ball with the frame of the racket. So the next drill is you're going to drop the ball to yourself and you're going to complete your forehand swing, and as you come into contact you're going to try and hit the ball with the frame of the racket. So the ball should go straight up off of your strings. There you go. So again, when I'm doing this drill, I have to really think about getting under the ball and coming up with leading with the tip of my racket head. So this really will help you to learn that feeling of the strings are pointing forward but the racket's going up. That was a good one. Okay, so once you've done about 10 to 20 reps of those and you're feeling like you have got that motion of being able to lead with the tip of your racket, then you can now move on to the next drill. So the next drill is back in your forehand grip, obviously. You're going to place a ball on the tape of the net. And from there, you're going to place your strings onto that ball, straight on. So my strings are pointing forward again. And you're going to get the ball over the net, up. So you're moving the racket head up. Ball on the strings, brushing up the ball so that it goes over the net. So again, this movement here is my racket head's moving up and my strings are pointing forward. So I'm going to place the camera behind and you'll be able to see the spin that I produce on my ball as I roll it over the net. Okay, so now guys, we're on to our last progression. So now we're going to come back into the court a little bit, about halfway between the baseline and the service line. You're going to start with your racket, strings, pointing to the floor, and from there you're going to try and brush up the ball, leading with that tip of the racket again, like we were doing earlier on. So you're going to hold the ball in your non-dominant hand out to the side. Your racket is pointing down. I like to call this pat the dog position. So imagine you're patting a dog on the head. So from this position, nice and a little bit of bend in the knee, drop and lift that ball up over the net. Drop, lift. Trying again to think about leading as you come into contact. Lead with the tip of the racket. From there, lead up. There, lead up. Pat the dog, a little bit of bend in the knee, non-dominant hand out to the side, drop and lift. Drop, drop and lift up. So guys, those are the 4 progressions that are going to help you to learn how to hit a topspin forehand. I hope you found this video really helpful, and if you did, then please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more tennis content like this to come. And also guys, if you want extra help on your forehand side, then down in the description box below, there's a free guide for you to download called the Forehand Blueprint, and that blueprint walks you through each step of the forehand stroke in real detail. The guide gives you visual aids and instructions on each of the fundamental aspects of the forehand for you to work through. So guys, go and check that one out in the description box below. I'll see you guys in the next video.